Mr. Lucky Charm, Mr. Lover, he's a Lucky Charm, Lucky Charm, Lucky Charm.
Well, howdy ho, everyone. Welcome to the Crackleberry podcast, the everyday atlas to life, where we talk about anything, everything, and absolutely nothing at all. I'm James.
I'm Brian.
I'm Heather.
And I tell you what, it's been a month since our last show, as per usual.
Yeah, it's about that much. Maybe a little less actually this time.
Yeah, maybe.
But probably not, because I don't listen to this dumb thing.
Yeah, right. Me neither. I probably should, though, so I can critique myself further on doing future shows and in proper mic technique and all that stuff, and speech impediments and whatever the right word is.
What are you talking
Man,
about?
I don't even know. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's kick off the show by something I actually thought about on the way here to record this show, and that's
our preparation time.
Oh yeah, usually everything.
Shoot, we got 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got like last minute. It's great. But anyway, so in our area, we have had quite a couple predicaments here. We've got the flu predicament, and we've got pollen. So how have you guys been holding up with that recently?
Well, okay, let me emphasize. You might hear a dog whining in the background, like just for the record. Anyway, all apologies. I've been fine. My vehicle, of course, has not.
Right.
But I've been okay. We did shoot a music video this past weekend. You might have saw that, James. There was a lot of pollen in the air, and it was affecting Heather over here quite a bit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was pretty sick last week, actually.
Oh.
I feel bad even talking about pollen because I've got family up in the Northeast, and I was like, my mom, for example, is up there, and they still have snow. They have snow all over the place they're dealing with.
We have yellow snow.
And I know, and I was like, oh,
Yellow
yeah.
snow,
no,
yellow
we
snow.
We don't have that problem. We have pollen. And I mean, and it's not like a simple thing. I mean, you look and it's all over your car. You can write love notes to each other in pollen. It floats on lakes and ponds. I mean, it's like you go to tie your shoe, and if you've been walking outside, pollen, there's a puff that comes up off of your shoelaces. That's how bad it is.
How have you been doing with it, James?
Well, honestly, I mean, as every day goes by, I just continue to load up on vitamin C and zinc, and so far, nothing's happened yet. So, and I definitely cannot afford to get sick, especially with my real job. So
That's right. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't want to be getting sick. Everybody at work has been getting sick, though, and it sucks. But fortunately, I haven't caught it yet, and that's kind of what I'm aiming to do, is like not get it.
Yeah, well, I like to get it, but not that.
Yeah, I like to get it too, but definitely not that. I'm kind of in the same ballpark.
And did you mention about writing love notes with pollen on a car? Most people don't do that.
I thought everybody did that.
Most people either draw penises, pentagrams, or clean me.
I was aiming for smiley faces and hearts, or www.washme.com.
No, it's a two-piece. Penises or pentagrams.
No.
That should be a band name. Now up on stage.
I feel
Penis and pentagrams.
I feel like that's something you would do with like yellow snow as well. Just like you would urinate in the snow and like start painting pentagrams with your pee and
I did draw stuff in the snow with my urine.
Oh man, Mr. Yellow Snow over
like,
here.
Wasn't a Bob Ross or anything, but I used my mighty brush. And I painted the snow.
Okay.
Grant Voss.
Sorry, no.
You painted the snow? Is like, were you able to make it different colors?
No,
It's just
it was all
yellow.
one thing. But that's how you become a true artist. You limit yourself and see what you can do with the equipment you have on hand, or in this case, in hand. So yeah, no, you're out in the snow. It's cold. What you're holding isn't that all that impressive. It's just chilly outside. It wants to go back inside and hide.
James, you are from this area, and this area, we don't have a lot of snow here. And if it does snow, it melts really fast, and it doesn't really lay or accumulate. So I guess you don't have a whole lot of picturesque artistic moments.
No,
with urine.
And not only that, but everybody in town freaks out when it starts doing it. They're either really happy about it or they're really upset about it. There is no in between.
And there's me. I just stand outside and pull out my penis. The neighbors don't like that too much. Neither do the police.
Yeah.
It's like, it's snowing. Brian, put that back in.
I'm pretty sure doing that means you could be arrested and put in as a sexual offender. If
Maybe.
You do that. Yeah.
You just got to be careful with what that's what kind of stinks about that. Just once again, look, this is a joke, right? It's like, when you're a kid, you can do that and make the yellow snow. As an adult, you could probably get arrested. That's unfair. I mean,
and you get on the list.
On the list.
That ridiculous list. That so unpleasant list.
Yes. Where your neighbors find you and they avoid you. No one comes trick-or-treating at your house.
Well, my neighbors
I don't mind that.
Well, my neighbors avoid me anyway, so it don't matter. Both my left and right and across the street neighbors. Everybody avoids me.
Have you even met them?
Actually, yes. I've been living at the same place for over 20 years, but yeah, I've met actually the ones to my left are actually fairly new, probably a few months in. The ones to my right and across the street have been living there pretty much the whole time I've been there. So there is that. I've got that going for me.
Yeah.
So
are you close with any of your neighbors?
I personally am not.
Well, okay. When I was growing up, I mean, you knew all of your neighbors. I mean, I would leave a key with some of my neighbors. When I cut my hand open and my parents weren't home, I went to my neighbor. And when I was younger, when I was like in high school, but like now people don't know their neighbors anymore.
Yeah,
you notice that?
Well, I don't. Most of my neighbors didn't know me, mainly because I, full out my penis. No, but
no, they knew you.
They did. They just chose not to talk with me. I didn't know my neighbors that when I was a little
When
kid.
you were
I
little?
know. Okay, I remember we moved into our place I grew up in when I was like 8, and I hung out with the neighbor, the Barretts. I know their last name. See, okay, I knew one neighbor on one. We didn't have a neighbor across. We just had one on each side.
Now we're name dropping.
And I knew the ones on one side. The other people, I kid you not, I didn't talk to them one time the whole time I was there. Maybe I said hey, but the Barretts had kids around my age, so I played with them like for the first year I was there. And then we hardly ever talked. So.
Yeah.
James is like, okay, thanks for that.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, it's an unfortunate predicament, but anyway, hey, and to further add on to what Brian was saying earlier, if you hear any odd or strange noises in the background, that is
like heavy breathing.
You like heavy breathing. That is definitely not me trying to serenade a woman on a kitchen tabletop.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah. Actually,
I've never done that.
It's spring. Love is in the air.
It is. Isn't it spring cleaning season?
Yes. So wait, when you're serenading a woman on a kitchen tabletop. So are you on the kitchen tabletop serenading the woman, or is the woman on the tabletop, or are you both on the tabletop while you serenade her?
It all depends on how much we both have had to drink, but my typical ideal situation would be the woman is on the tabletop and I'm serenading her. That's just me.
Is she in a compromising position while on the tabletop?
In an ideal typical situation, she would be.
But in a normal situation, maybe she's just sitting there.
Yeah, she probably is just waiting for me to figure out what the hell I'm doing. So
I just hope you have a strong table.
You know
that's
what?
A problem.
Nowadays, I mean, you gotta you have to test them. You have to put inanimate objects on them heavy.
Yeah, so when you go to Rooms to Go or IKEA or any place like that, you gotta make sure, you gotta get on there and shake that bad boy.
Or the homeless shelter, not the homeless shelter, the
What?
No.
James, do you need a place to stay? A couch
There's so many different directions. Either James is getting kitchen tables from the homeless shelter, he's
the Humane
Society
Society
at the homeless shelter,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I don't really know what he's doing at the homeless shelter.
No, I totally meant.
I'm not pulling out my penis there though.
So scratch that. What I meant to say was the Humane Society. There's a huge difference
there.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I need a place to stay right now, but you never know, that could change. So,
James, you can count on us.
well, I appreciate that. Fortunately, I wasn't living with my girlfriend at the time, so the one I just recently got out of a relationship with like 2 months ago.
We're gonna keep bringing this up for like the next 4 episodes, which is almost a half a year.
No, but it's a good thing we didn't live together, because that's a whole different story if we did. But
Would there be?
there would be pizza. What?
Let's leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that. Yeah, pizza and tacos.
So
all day.
James, okay. Kitchen tables.
Back to the kitchen tables and the Humane Society, which is exactly what I meant to say, not the homeless shelter. Actually, I'm not apologizing if I offended anyone by saying homeless shelter.
So, what are you doing at the Humane? Are you getting tables at the Humane Society?
That's exactly what we're going to the Humane Society for, is to take heavy inanimate objects and place them on tables to make sure that they are heavy enough for a woman, to sit on.
But isn't the Humane Society the place where you go to get animals?
The Humane Society. No, that's the
Is it?
No, the Humane Society, I thought
Animal
was
shelter,
where,
I think.
The animal shelter. The Humane Society. Isn't that the animal shelter?
We need to look that.
That's okay, James. It's fine.
There's a name for the place.
Well, if you're there, if they have a couple big dogs, you can put them on the table and see if anything's gonna happen.
Okay, you know what? I'm obviously drawing a blank on the place I'm thinking of. But okay, so basically, I'm talking about the place where you go and they sell used furniture at discounted prices. That's the place I'm thinking of.
Are you talking about Habitat for Humanity?
There you go.
Okay. Yay.
Habitat for Humanity.
Okay. Apparently, when it's time, James, for you to go furniture shopping, call us.
Will do.
We'll go with you.
But the Humane Society is not a bad place to look, especially if you're looking for something like a four-legged creature to take home who provides heavy breathing and and then of course the homeless shelter if you get kicked out of your ex-girlfriend's house, whatever, and she takes all the pizza and everything and tacos, and it's like, you can't have any anymore. They're for my new boyfriend.
And takes the kitchen table so you can't serenade any other women on top of it.
Oh yeah, and claims ownage to the kitchen table. Yeah, that would really suck. So the Habitat for Humanity is where you go.
Okay.
Thank you, James.
Listen, I cannot words today. I did not come to this thing mentally prepared. So, however, we do have
some pollen.
You're definitely right. It's the pollen. I think everybody's the flu's kind of bouncing back and forth between everybody. But we do have some things to talk about today.
We do. Let's get to them.
But before we do, if you guys... Well, to preface, we always talk about random things here on the show. Random stories. Random stories, weird odds and things, whatever. Odds and things, yes. Weird trips, whatever. Or weird recipes or anything we find or think of or whatever. But I tell you what, if the two of you listening to this podcast, I should say the 2.5 of you have listened to this podcast.
And that's us, actually.
And anyone else. But anyway, so if you guys have anything you want to throw at us, we do have an email address, unfortunately, where you can actually email us weird stories to share.
We have an email address? James, what is it?
Well, you know what? I'm so glad you asked, Heather, because that's exactly what I was about to say. And that email address is crackleberrypod, POD, @gmail.com.
Do it.
Send us everything. I mean, and everything that you want us to share.
No, just send us something.
Yeah, send us something. We're desperate over here for work. Okay, not that desperate. But anyway, so I guess let's kick this pig.
Let's kick it.
Let's kick it.
Kick this pig.
So really what happens is when they don't send something, they get stuck listening to whatever you guys come up with to talk about, which is what will
and then you have to listen to us beg. Like desperate people. We are.
We try to use begging as a last resort.
But it happens.
It happens, and it happens way too frequently.
Happening right now. Please.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep begging as we kick things into gear here, because I know we've got some things here to talk about. So I tell you what, Brian, you want to start us off?
Am I starting? Okay.
I guess we'll start with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Since I pretty much started the whole thing with the pollen and the flu and whatever.
You did. So I was thinking McDonald's.
All right.
And that's it. No, but
oh man, here we go.
And I know I am the oldest person in this room. Unless you talk about the dogs and dog years, and they actually might beat me. But I just want to ask you guys, because in the past, McDonald's has had some interesting characters. And some of them I remember. Some of them have changed over the years. And I was just curious if you guys remember who these characters are. That's it. Really, realistically, this is what we're doing. So,
All right.
What?
Are you showing us pictures?
I'm going to go through and mention them, and then I'll show you a picture if you're not familiar with it.
Yep.
But I think you'll get most of these, but McDonald's doesn't really do these characters anymore.
And to kind of preface going into this, for those who are not aware, this is not a video podcast, so you will not be able to see the pictures. However, I'm sure somewhere on the internet you can find this list or whatever after the show, after this episode gets up.
That's the first thing you're going to do is run to the internet and look up these pictures.
Yeah, but please hold off until after the show, or if you think you can multitask, then you can. It's almost like you can follow along with us as we list everything off.
You can use the Google.
You can use the Google.
The Google. You can use the Google. But anyway, back to Brian's McDonald's list of things.
Okay, so
Are you going to tell them a website so they can go ahead and reference it?
This one is, and one of my favorites. This is a list of McDonald's characters. One of their lists from slappedham.com. That's right, slapped ham. It sounds like you're masturbating, but you're not.
That's a great website.
Hey, buddy, did you slap your ham today? I did 3 times. All right.
Oh, man.
So let's get busy, or let's get ready to rumble. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. And actually, Heather, my favorite, James, these are more directed towards you because you're the younger one of the group.
Oh, great.
I know, right? Okay.
I know.
I'm just going to throw the names. Are you familiar with Mayor McCheese?
It sounds familiar, but
Here. I'll show you the picture, which you can't see. There's Mayor McCheese. Nope.
No.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and say no.
And this one, Officer Big Mac.
Ooh, Officer Big Mac. I might. Let's see.
Are you?
I'm not. No, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It was his duty to protect the citizens of McDonald's from the Willie Hamburglar and the unwelcome Captain Crook, which is the next person. Captain Crook. Are you familiar with Captain Crook?
Captain Crook. I'm familiar with Captain Crunch, but probably not Captain Crook.
There's Captain Crook.
Ooh, I like Captain Crook.
Have you ever seen him before?
I tell you what, I think I saw him in Peter Pan once.
No, it's a different guy. Guy. Let's see. He was concerned with stealing Filet-O-Fish burgers in the 70s. He was a major antagonist of Ronald and his friends. And then there's the next guy, which I thought these were the Fry guys, but the Goblins.
Huh, the Goblins. No.
Not familiar with the Goblins?
Probably not.
Okay. And it says here the McDonald's changed their name to the Fry Guys because, let's see, they were little monsters who would eat your fries if you weren't looking. And they revised it and made them more friendlier.
Okay, of course.
Because, it was kind of negative image. And this one, actually, I don't remember. It's called the Hamburger Patch.
Okay.
There's a couple here. That was in the 70s again, but James, I'm sure you don't remember. There's a picture of the Hamburger Patch there. The next one, I don't remember. This was the 80s. I don't remember this one. The Professor. Do you remember the Professor?
No.
The Professor. I can't say I do either.
He was in charge of inventing new and wonderful things, some of which were GMO potatoes and adding ammonia to the hamburger meat to clean it. That was
Ammonia?
a joke. That was a joke.
Ammonia or pneumonia?
Okay.
Ammonia.
Ammonia.
So those
Either way, bad news.
That's terrible.
Okay.
So those are the like characters. I mean, we're all familiar with Grimace, right?
Grimace. Sounds familiar.
You don't know Grimace?
I may have to see a picture.
The purple guy? All right.
Oh, maybe.
All right,
He's like a big purple blob, right?
I think
kind of triangular, but
does he look like a
rounded in
chicken
shape.
nugget?
Oh, maybe.
Is that the one I'm thinking
That's not
of?
what he was based on.
No, I doubt it, but
there's Grimace right there.
I think maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
I should.
And how about the Hamburglar?
Now the Hamburglar, definitely.
Okay.
That one and Ronald McDonald, of course, and Grimace.
But yeah, the Grimace has a history because the Grimace used to be evil. He was like he had, if you see in this picture, he had like 4 arms.
Oh.
And he would steal food. Apparently there's a big theme with McDonald's where the bad guys, we're not going to have them like kill anybody. We're not going to have them like burn buildings down. But all of the bad guys will be stealing McDonald's food. But yeah, so he was the Grimace and he was a really evil character. And McDonald's changed him because they wanted to keep, the kids didn't like him. So they made him happier. And he was a good guy.
I just gotta stop you just for a second right there and just tell you what's on my mind right now. You know what this whole thing reminds me of? It reminds me of what Disney Pictures in particular did with all those fairy tale movies like Cinderella, Snow White, whatever, where they took like the original stories, which were like super, super dark, and then made them kid friendly. Yeah, I think The Little Mermaid was another one.
True, yeah.
This is exactly the vibe I'm getting from what McDonald's is doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's valid. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, all the old fairy tales were really dark and grim, and
yeah, but okay,
Cinderella too.
I know that they were, but I don't think
they were called Grim Fairy Tales.
What?
Grim Fairy Tales.
Yeah, I know, Grim Fairy Tales. I know they were all super. Yes, I know, but I don't know that the general population knows them as the dark tales.
Of course they don't.
So I don't think that in that case Disney changed them too much, because I think they went with what most people knew.
I mean, I want to say that's debatable, but but we won't debate. We won't talk about and get into that mess on the show. But to each their own opinion on.
James is basically saying, I don't agree with you, but that's okay.
In a very nice way, yes.
You can still sleep on our couch if you're homeless.
Great.
That's right, as long as you bring a kitchen table over.
Yep.
Oh, I was going to mention, because back in the day, once again, this is before either you, they used to have, they had McDonald's playgrounds back in the day, but it wasn't like the generic slides and all that stuff. It was actually, they had things like, this is probably not correct, but they had stuff like a Grimace slide, all the characters. Well, anyways, Officer Big Mac, okay, it was this, when you go to like these like Chick-fil-A or whatever, and they have those things where you climb up into the tubes and stuff, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, so they had Officer Big Mac. It was like this pole. It was Officer Big Mac's pole. It was a pole, and then it was Officer Big Mac's head.
Officer Big Mac's pole, ladies.
He was quite impressive. But anyway, the head was something you could climb up in. And it was like just basically sit up in his mouth, had like bars, and you could look out and stuff. The problem was it was so small that when I was a little kid that I actually got up there and climbed into there. And I swear to God, I couldn't get out. I'm like literally stuck. And like if I was by myself, I swear to God, if there was one other kid that got up there, we would have both like become stuck. We'd have died. They would have found us as skeletons in like 3 weeks. It was horrible. It was like 900 degrees outside. It was hot and humid, and I'm stuck in Officer Big Mac's mouth. Oh. How many of you could say that happened?
Oh man. I don't want to get stuck.
I was able to get out because I was able to like I couldn't turn around in it. I was able to back up and make my way back down Officer Big Mac's pole.
Oh man.
That's my story.
Officer Big Mac's pole, ladies.
But yeah, so I miss those playgrounds. Those are fun. They're and dangerous.
Yeah, because I was gonna say they don't have them typically at many McDonald's.
Most of the McDonald's are taking them out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember seeing some of those playground pen tube things as a kid, and the slides and all that.
But yeah, me and Heather were talking about the fact the other day, like that. Jumping from it, we can go back to McDonald's because I know Heather wanted to mention something. But yeah, like playgrounds, like are so like nice now. Mm-hmm. They got the cushy ground. They've got the high tech slides and stuff like that. Me growing up, it was like you had a metal slide in the summer that you burn yourself on. You had grass at the bottom of it. You had swings. You had some kind of spinny thing that you get on there made of wood, and it always like fall apart, and kids would get trapped under and lose an arm or like lose a face. And we had seesaws, aka teeter-totters. What do you call them, James? Is it a seesaw or a teeter-totter?
I've always referred to them as seesaws.
What did you refer, Heather? What do you refer to them as?
I don't remember.
Oh, well, anyways, I call them teeter-totters.
That's all right.
I think seesaws.
I call them
right, because you call them teeter-totters. I was like, you mean a seesaw?
Right, because you always had that friend that would get on you do the teeter-totter thing, and you wouldn't be ready, and your friend would get off it, and that teeter-totter would slap you in the nuts, and you go down hard. You always it was like a game of Russian roulette where you keep pulling the trigger and you wait for something bad to happen. I never get on the teeter-totter because I never trust my friend. I'm not getting on there. Why?
Yeah.
Because you're going to get off, and my testicles are going to get hurt.
I feel like as a kid, that would almost be referred to as the friendship test. How much can you really trust your friend?
Oh, well, let me tell you, my friends failed.
It's like if they slap you in the nuts, they're not real friends.
I mean, just like staring at them as you're going up and down. You're like, are you getting off? Wait a minute. Maybe that's not the right thing to say to your friend. Are you getting off? Are you getting off? Not yet. But as soon as I get home, got a magazine under my bed. But anyway, because back in the day, kids, we used to have magazines under our bed. We didn't have the internet.
We're talking about seesaws.
Oh, I'm just going back to masturbation. But anyway, my topics always go back to masturbation. But
That's okay.
But the teeter-totter, and yes, testicles gone. I mean, I did the teeter-totter a lot, and I got hurt a lot. Did either of you do the teeter-totter a lot?
I did it every now and then. I know I did like monkey bars and stuff like that. Monkey bars and the swings, and there was some other stuff we had on the playground, the school I went to. But it was like I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like the circle platform thing with all the rails.
And you hold on to it.
Yeah, it spins.
That's the other thing I realized with playground stuff, when you did stuff on your own, you were okay. As soon as you brought a friend in, things went wrong. And that's another one where you'd spin it and you'd be like, dude, stop. When you keep spinning, it's like, dude, stop. And you're ready to fly off it. Because you have to hold on to that thing tight.
Yeah.
Or you're going to go flying off. And they want to see you fly off. Don't deny. They want to see you go down hard.
Kids are devious.
You want to bust my skull open and hurt my testicles. Why are we here? Why are we at this playground?
You don't want me to have sex. That's your problem.
That's right.
When I get older.
You want me sterile. I don't know why. We're 8 years old. Why do you want me sterile?
Yeah.
But yeah, you like hold on to that bar and you just feel yourself slipping toward the outside and you're yelling at your friend to stop and he's just like, and he starts going faster. It's like, stop it. Can you tell this happened to me quite a bit? Maybe.
Brian, I do really feel like you're like opening up some traumatic childhood experiences here. This is kind of your way of venting.
Trust issues, my friend. Trust issues because of a playground.
Yeah. But well, anyway, I know that Heather, she had something she wanted to share too. So we want to jump to that.
No, you had something to talk. We were talking about the McDonald's. No, what do you have? We're talking about McDonald's. You bring it up. Do it.
Yeah.
What do you
We're
got?
all ears.
Do you know I did not eat at McDonald's like the whole time I was growing up? I refused to eat their food.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
I still have I'm trying to think. I was probably in my late 20s before I ate a burger from there.
Wow.
But you know they used to have
late 20s?
Oh yeah, I did not eat McDonald's food.
I had
An egg McMuffin, that was about it.
There you go. Those are good.
Oh, see, I hate those, but
I didn't eat any fast food burgers at all until probably late high school. I would say my senior year high school.
Wow.
And the first one I had was Sonic.
Oh, that's awesome.
well, that's a good
Sonic-
first one, actually.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. I don't know. That was it.
Wow.
And there was glasses. There used to be, do you remember the glasses? Like Roy Rogers used to have. Did you ever have? You probably didn't have. Anyway.
I think
Different
I might have had
places.
one Roy Rogers. In Chicago, I don't know if we ever had that. No. Anyway.
Yeah. But Hardee's and McDonald's. Remember they used to have those really good glasses with stuff on them. I think you still have some.
I do. James, do you remember they used to give away glasses at McDonald's back in the day?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. They don't just, could you imagine if they did that now? I mean, it's like
Kids would break them and then cut themselves. And so
Honest to God,
there'd be a lawsuit.
I don't have any children personally, but I don't even know what's in the kids' meals nowadays.
It's just small plastic toys.
Yeah.
But man, I was like excited. Like, man, things like I got a glass. I got a collectible glass. And for the record, I had McDonald's like my whole life. I had McDonald's at least twice a week. I remember Sundays. After I did my thing at church on Sundays, we go to McDonald's, and I like the same McDonald's. Heather and I have had discussions about how I always eat the same things my whole life, pretty much. I'm stuck every Sunday, McDonald's, 2 cheeseburger meal, bam. And you know what? I still do the 2 cheeseburger meal, but not every Sunday. But that was my meal. My mom would always get so aggravated because they'd want to eat something. I was like, I don't go to McDonald's. So yeah.
I want to go to Outback Steakhouse.
Mine was a little cheaper.
No, but an Outback is pretty good. But I've probably only eaten Outback really a few times.
I don't want to go to Outback anymore because they don't have their walkabout soup. anymore.
I think Outback's okay. I'm not a big fan. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, but they stopped carrying the walkabout soup. That was my favorite.
Please tell me about this walkabout soup.
Oh, it was a creamy onion soup. It was really, really good. And it was kind of peppery and onion. There was like lots of onions and creamy and peppery. And it was just a bowl of deliciousness.
Creamy is the key word here.
No, it is not because it's soup.
It was creamy.
But anyway, they stopped carrying it. So
I stopped going Outback.
That's correct.
You stopped going out back. I see what you did there.
That's right. I stopped going Outback.
Anyway.
I still pull my penis out.
We're totally getting off the beaten path here. Anyway, the creamy onion pepper walkabout soup.
Yes.
Yes. Continue. Or was
it's gone, so I don't need it Outback.
Okay.
That's the end of the story.
So
you're just ranting, basically.
So yeah, but anyway, so James, are there any restaurants or foods that were taken away that upset you?
Actually, there is one here in town. There used to be one called Fazoli's.
I remember.
Oh
Fazoli's.
yeah, I like Fazoli's. Well,
Yeah,
I did.
I believe the nearest Fazoli's now is about 3 hours away from
There's one
here.
in Columbia, I believe. Is that the one?
Like I said, 3 hours away. Yeah.
For a 3-hour tour. What is your favorite thing at Fazoli's?
You know what? I've had it a couple times probably in the past year or two. And other than that, because it's been so long since I've had it, I couldn't remember. But I think now they do like endless breadsticks. And I want to say they have like, I don't know if it's a pick two thing or if it's like a half and half or whatever it is. But when I was a kid, I really liked their pizza from what I remember. Again, I was very little. Like the last time I had Fazoli's before this past recent experience, but like they have really decent like pasta and pizza and breadsticks and stuff.
I like
that.
their breadsticks. I remember that.
It's almost like a fast food Olive Garden.
Yep,
so to
that's
speak.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But do you like Olive Garden's breadsticks better or Fazoli's? There's a hard one.
Ooh, you're not kidding.
Putting you on the spot.
Oh, tick tick tick.
If you had one breadstick with you at a desert island, what would it be?
You know what? I haven't had Olive Garden in a while either, so I'd have to taste test their breadsticks again to really see.
I'd probably still go with Olive Garden for breadsticks.
Yeah.
Fazoli's are good, but I'd still go with Olive Garden.
Yeah.
What about you, Heather? Do you know?
Neither. I would prefer some walkabout soup.
Well, if that wasn't a choice, you only have A and B, not C.
What about dipping Olive Garden breadsticks in the walkabout soup?
Oh,
I don't know.
That would be orgasm material.
No. Then you're mixing Italian with Australian.
But that doesn't work.
That's a great combination.
Are you kidding me? Are you telling me you wouldn't do? That's like some good bread going into that soup.
Oh, that's
you cannot mix. You
no,
can't mix.
No. That would be tasty. That would be scrumptious. I don't know what you're talking about.
I love that word.
That made me want to spank something.
Scrumdiddlyicious.
So I can't believe you wouldn't want to dip that bread in that soup. Just dip it.
No.
Dip it.
No.
Dip that shit. I don't know what you're.
What else do we have to talk about?
I don't know, but you know it's funny. I'm not going to talk about dipping shit anymore. What I don't have. I don't know. Habitat for Humanity. I don't have anything that I got mad about. The only thing I got mad about probably was going back to McDonald's was when they took the 2 cheeseburger value meal off the menu. They brought it back, but it was like off the menu for years, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know what to do. It was like my brain short circuited. I'm like, there's not a value meal for this anymore?
I'll tell you what the craziest thing is, like maybe in the past few years when they first introduced the 2 for $2 and then they changed it to the 2 for $5. Like, really?
Yeah.
$3 more for a very limited menu that probably sucks.
And it wasn't even a gradual thing. It was just like $3 jump.
Well, that's what happens when your employees insist on getting paid $10 or $12 an hour.
Well,
thank you. That was our political moment.
There's no dollar menu available because you have to pay your employees now.
Oh, speaking of like food that aggravates, I'm going to jump on this. I'm going to go to Taco Bell. It seems like every the value meal they have in a box, they change it too much. You know what I mean? They have this or that in a box, and I find something I really like, and then after like 3 weeks, the box changes to something I don't like, or the 3 things in the box are like 1 or 2 of them, but I don't like all 3. I'm not a big sweet person, so they put like, what are those things? Those cinnamon twists? What do you call those things? Taco Bell?
Cinnamon twists.
Yeah, okay. What do you call those things? Well, they're called cinnamon twists.
Those cinnamon twists. What do you call them? Cinnamon twists.
But anyway, the cinnamon twists, yeah, I don't, they mess it up with me because they throw the cinnamon twist in, and I don't like those fries either.
Oh, the nacho fries?
I don't like that. Oh, now I've offended people. I'm not a big nacho fry. Look, I'll put that stupid stick in that soup, but I ain't eating those nacho fries. So, but yeah, I just Taco Bell, if you're listening, when you bring out a box, just keep it. At least give me 6 months with that box.
Hey, baby, hop on that.
I'm not going to go any further with that comment I just said. I'll be nice.
Hey, baby, why don't you hop on that table and let me give you the old cinnamon twist?
I only stay with the box for 6 months.
I don't even know what that is. And if she lets you give her the cinnamon twist, then you open up with the old razzle dazzle and whatever that is at that point,
Heather's over here shaking her head.
Use your imagination.
In fact, she's leaving the room.
Oh no.
She's got enough. She's like, I'm done.
Yeah, she has. We have offended something.
She's probably just gonna refuel on alcohol. Because that's the only way she can get through these things.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like leaving your station right in the middle of a recording.
Apparently, she can do that.
You know what? This is not a normal podcast either. So we just literally sit here and talk. So
do you agree about the Taco Bell situation
regarding like the fries and
just keep changing like the box? They keep changing the box.
I mean, it would be nice if they would like stick to something, or maybe have options. Instead of just the one box.
And because when I get there, like if I'm going through the drive-thru and I don't see the box featured, then I'm like, oh, there's too many value meals. Now I don't know what to get. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad because I'm just like, I hate going to a drive-thru and saying, give me a minute. I hate that.
Yeah, me too. It's like I have to, sometimes I've actually like found myself like, especially if I'm like gonna go to say Taco Bell or something after a workout, and I'll be like hitting my last set, and while I'm doing that I'm like looking at their menu online to figure out what I want, so that way I know exactly what to order and how to order it when I get there. And then when I pull up to the menu, even though I have everything set in stone, like, all right, I'm gonna get that. Welcome to Taco Bell. Would you like to try our give me a minute.
Grand pause.
Let me look at the menu that I have pulled up on my phone right next to the physical big giant menu where the speakers are, so that way I
can see it better.
Yeah, exactly. So I can see and weigh all my options. Oh, guys, do you have the so and so? No, sir. I'm sorry. We just discontinued that yesterday. Okay, thank you. Peace out. That's all I came here for.
The question is, do they keep you on the speaker while they give you a minute? Or do they come back? Do they come back and say, "Can I take your order?" Or do they shut you down?
I wonder that. I wonder the same thing sometimes.
All you people on fast food, all 2.5 of you that listen to this podcast, let us know.
Yeah, at crackleberrypod@gmail.com.
Please.
In case you forgot our email address.
Shoot that at you one more time. And it's going to happen at the end of this podcast too, so just do it.
Because the odds are, I don't think we have a Facebook page for this thing, so the only way to contact us is via email. Yes, I said via email.
It's surf the web.
Yeah, and surf the web.
Have we discussed the computer, Brian, you know what I'm talking about at McDonald's, that stupid thing that I hate.
I don't know if we've discussed it. We might have. I think we have discussed the self-ordering on the screens. Heather does not like that.
Not. Have you been to one of those?
You know what? I've seen some YouTube videos of people doing it, but I don't think I've come across.
Actually, when you leave here, you're going to go right by a McDonald's when you head out to where you're going, your next destination. And that McDonald's, if you go inside, they have this thing that you can like scroll on. It's like your phone, and you like pick and choose what you want, and then they bring the food out to you. It's horrible.
Well, I was gonna say, I think, doesn't Panera Bread have that same thing as well? You can either go up to the counter or you can order.
Yes.
Okay.
Heather just has horrible experiences every time we've done it.
So they don't get your order right.
That's correct.
Put it very
she'll
bluntly.
Stop there.
Yeah.
She could go a lot longer if you let her.
First of all, I don't eat at McDonald's very much because, as I've said, when I was growing up, I did not eat at McDonald's. So it takes me a few minutes to figure out what exactly it is that I want, because they do not. Well, maybe they do have Egg McMuffins now all the time. But anyway, Egg McMuffins are my thing.
On the all-day breakfast.
But yeah. So it takes me, it takes a minute for me to figure out what I want. And then when I figure out what I want and I put it on the screen, and I put it exactly what I want. They screw something up. The salad's not right. They brought me the wrong dressing. You don't even want to go into the salad dressing.
That's a whole episode. Let's not go there.
They put nuts in the salad.
No, it was
a lot worse.
Oh no.
The girl told me she was out of the salad dressing that I wanted, and she didn't even go in the back and look for it. I was not happy. Not happy. They wanted me to put balsamic vinaigrette dressing on a Southwest chicken salad. You can't do that.
For the record, but she still won't put Olive Garden breadsticks in soup.
No, I will not.
In walkback, or what is it? What'd you say? It was walkaback soup?
Walkabout soup.
Walkabout.
James.
Okay. I was about to say, I said walkaback, like walkaback soup.
Anyway.
Sounds like one of those weird camp names that you're driving on the interstate and you like camp walkaback. like, woo. Like, I don't know.
I do not use newer forms of ordering my food. I don't want to order on my phone. I want to just stand up there and tell somebody what I want, and they better get it right. And there you go.
So bringing the pain.
Actually, so speaking of the fact that you don't like to order on your phone, I have a few times already, I've actually done the DoorDash thing.
How does that work? I know how it works. How does it work for you? Are you happy with it?
It's been great because honestly, like some of the like restaurants that you pull up, like I've only maybe ordered from a couple, but the standard wait time usually is about maybe 45 minutes to 55 minutes, something like that. But I mean, I've gotten my food in less time than that. And right now they're actually running a promotion for new DoorDash users. It's 30 days of $1 delivery, but the order has to be a minimum of $10. And that's the order before tax, by the way.
So
Heather's not
First
with
of
DoorDash.
all, DoorDash is not a sponsor, and we are not.
No, we are not sponsored.
We're not being endorsed by DoorDash.
No, I just really like DoorDash.
But since I refuse to participate in some new things that happen.
Heather does not like technology.
I'm an old lady, I guess, in a younger person's body. Anyway, so how do they determine the fees on DoorDash?
You know what? I really don't know all like the money logistics, but you obviously have the option to tip your driver. There's the delivery fees, the actual price of the item on the menu, the tax, all that stuff.
So what would the delivery fee be?
Normally, it will actually tell you. It depends, I think, on the restaurant, or it might actually just depend on the restaurant or how far away it is or whatever. I'm not really sure. But right now, I've got the $1 delivery, so I don't have to worry about that. So
until next month.
Until a week and a half from now.
Order like crazy, dude. So what restaurants have you ordered from? We're not endorsed by anybody.
Yeah, we are not. Like I said, I've only ordered from two. One is an El Cerro, and the other is a Chipotle.
Okay.
Chipotle.
Oh, yeah.
I say it wrong, don't I?
Live mas. Oh, wait, that's Taco Bell.
That's right. You're correct.
I do live mas, though.
Heather seems to have more questions. Do you have any more questions?
Oh, man.
You seem like you're thinking.
I feel like we're running out of time because we could have long conversations about, I don't know, all these dating apps, these delivery things.
Oh, yeah.
We should do like side episodes about reviewing apps. That'd be great. There's not like 800 of those already.
Yeah. We could just sit here and have whole episodes around Heather's questions about technology.
Yeah. But DoorDash, I think, is really the only like food delivery service in our area that is currently working.
What about Grubhub? What is that?
We might have some restaurants affiliated with Grubhub in the area.
Yeah, there are. Yes.
There are.
Yes.
But the issue I've come across with that is I'll see it on the window that they do Grubhub, and then I'll pull up my phone and it says, "Oh, we're sorry, we don't have any restaurants in your area." Like, what? So there's that.
That's odd. I've never used it, so that's weird.
I think they might be slowly rolling out though with Grubhub, Uber Eats, and there's another one that I'm thinking of that I can't remember the name of at this point. But anyway, if I ever remember it, then I'll mention it.
So the bottom line for Heather is that we're running to a point where we don't even go out for dinner anymore.
Wait, we need to move back for a moment.
Yeah.
So the Uber Eats, is that where, like, because Uber's where they pick you up and they take you somewhere. So do they pick you up, take you to get your food, and then, or do they deliver your food? Is it a delivery service? I need to know.
Postmates was the other one I forgot. That's another one.
Never heard of it.
It's also food delivery. All of these that I just named are food delivery.
So they deliver the food to your door.
Yes, they do. Or in a car. I mean, it's basically like
They fly it to you.
Oh man, I don't know.
So we really are going towards being the people on WALL-E, the movie WALL-E.
You gotta say it Wall-E.
WALL-E.
Did you ever see that movie?
I did.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm pretty sure you're talking about the big the scene with all the people. And,
Yeah, we're sitting in our chairs ordering our food, and it just comes to our house.
Yep.
Kind of defeats the purpose of going out, getting out of the house, and interacting.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I have seen the movie and I do know what you're talking about. Very, very sad time we live in.
That's
sure.
right. That's right. Everything's going away. We're just going to sit at home and just push our phone. Everybody's just going to bring stuff to us.
At this point, I'm just like, I just want to sit at home and have my woman the woman I don't have yet on the kitchen table and give her the old razzle dazzle. That's all I want to do.
Give you the cinnamon stick.
Yeah, the cinnamon stick. Anyway, what were you going to say, Heather?
I don't even know.
Oh, I must have.
James, your cinnamon stick always throws us off.
The cinnamon stick, my cinnamon stick throws everybody
No, I'm
off.
thinking about the kitchen table. That thing's going to break.
Yeah, just don't get it from the Humane Society.
He's not the humane.
Because
let's
chances
be
are they
honest.
don't have one there.
If you're going to go that direction, you need two tables. You need the regular dining table where people come over and family and friends. And then, let's be honest, you need the sex table. You got to pull. I know it's a pain, but you got to pull. You got to pull it out. You got to pull it out of wherever you store it just to have sex, and then you put it back when you're done. Because people don't want to eat on a table that you've had sex with. I mean, you're not going to tell them that you had sex on that table, but
No, just don't do anything about it. I've got a buddy of mine who had sex on a table. He's like never told anyone about it except me.
now
everybody
everybody, and 2.5 more people know now.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, he's probably told everybody at this point. I don't know.
I've had sex on a table.
That's awesome.
I'm not gonna ask anybody else in this room if they've had sex on a table because I don't want to put anybody in that situation. But I have.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. That actually puts us into a great segue for my list, which is
Sex on a table. The different positions you can do.
You know what? You're not too far off the beaten path there, Brian. 10 weird St. Patrick's Day traditions.
Oh my gosh, it's exactly the same thing.
Sex on a table.
So anyway, this the website I have pulled up here is WRAL.com, WRAL.com, if you're going to actually say the name of it. WRAL, to repeat that one more time. So anyway, I'm just going to skip the introduction and go right into the 10 weird St. Patrick's.
Yeah, you don't need any foreplay. Just go right into it.
No, exactly. Foreplay is dumb. Just give it the old razzle dazzle, and
and walk away.
The first one is St. Patrick was not Irish. St. Patrick was the patron saint that converted Ireland to Christianity, but he was not Irish. Worldwide tradition celebrates an Irish holiday named after a man who was born in Roman Britain and taken to Ireland by slavers as a teenager.
What?
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
But did he have a red beard?
Did he have a red beard? Well, if it's somewhere in this list that he did or did not, then we'll
find out.
Jinx, you owe me a beard. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've quit doing that Jinx thing like a long time ago.
I haven't. I still do it.
Well, let's be careful not to say the same thing at the exact same time. Then.
Jinx, you owe me a kitchen table.
Yeah, a kitchen table that had sex on. Number 2, the world's shortest parade. Have you ever attended a St. Patty's Day parade? If not, you should check out Hot Springs, Arkansas. Tens of thousands of people gather to watch the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade on Bridge Street. If you took a trip to see the parade, you would witness the Lards of the Dance, the world's largest leprechaun, bagpipers, Irish Elvis impersonators, and many other quirky characters. All right, road trip time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go to, where is it? Hot Springs. Arkansas, yeah.
Arkansas.
There's Kansas and then there's Arkansas.
Oh, get me some leprechaun.
Oh, man. Hot Springs, Arkansas. Let's do it. Number 3. And I think if it's referring to where I think it is, then Brian, you may actually know this next one. The Chicago River is dyed green.
Yeah, every year they dye it green. There's one guy that drives through there, dyes it green. Yes.
So pretty much, Brian can explain that one. I'm not going to read it.
The river's green for St. Patrick's Day. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So skipping on to number 4. And I actually have to nip this in the bud for myself, too. It's Paddy, not Patty. Paddy, not Patty. The international holiday is famously shortened to St. Patty's Day in America. In Ireland, Patty is short for Patricia, a female name. True Irish spelling for Patrick is Padraig, shortening the traditional nickname to Paddy. Keep that in mind when giving your son Patrick the nickname Patty.
It's Patty.
Yeah, like a patty, like a burger patty.
Or like the paddy wagon that takes you away when you pull out your penis to draw on the snow.
That's right.
Now, I've actually seen this across a few other lists, but anyway, St. Patty's color should be blue. Yep, not green. The Saint's holiday was originally associated with the color blue. Legend has it the Catholic missionary used the green 3-leaf clover as a symbol of the Holy Trinity. The traditional St. Patty's green color took over because of the Shamrocks symbolism. The Irish flag and Ireland's nickname, the Emerald Isle. Now you know why we wear green every March 17th.
Blue.
Yeah, I'm wearing blue next year.
Blue.
To protest against the green.
You'll get pinched.
That's right. Well, that's why James is doing it, so he gets pinched more. And it'll be like, this is correct, so I'm going to pinch you because you're incorrect. There's a whole lot of pinching going on.
As a matter of fact, Brian's wearing blue right now. He's got the right idea, even though it's after.
Bend over and have Heather pinch me.
At this point, actually, Heather's wearing blue too. I just noticed that. You both are wearing blue.
This is mint green. Thank you very much.
So there's a whole lot of pinching that needs to be. Get out the kitchen table.
Yeah, you mean the whole time we've been recording this? Anyway, number 6, finding leprechaun gold. The famous St. Patty's Day mascots derived from Irish folklore. Mischievous shoemaking fairy folk are known for hiding their riches at the end of rainbows. Traditions says that if you catch a leprechaun, 3 wishes are granted in exchange for their freedom. So it's kind of like a genie in a bottle.
Yeah.
If you have kids, it is fun to stage a leprechaun visit.
Let me stage that.
It's fun to stage a leprechaun visit. Put little green footprints and dropped pieces of gold on the floor and watch them squeal with excitement in the morning.
And then make them watch the Leprechaun movie, that horror film. Leprechaun where he comes on and starts killing people.
Right.
That'll get the kids all happy.
Like that freaking tooth fairy. Oh, yeah. So following the whole St. Patrick's Day is blue, not green statement, wear green or you'll get pinched.
So my question is real quick. Let me interject. Do people... I would personally wear no green because I know everybody's drunk and then everybody's wanting to pinch people. I don't mind that.
Well, I was going to say this too. So at work Saturday night,
James got pinched. This is where it's going.
No, actually, only 2. So the band I play in at work, it's 5 people. 2 of us wore green. The other 3 wore red. That was completely unplanned and nobody got pinched. It was great. It was a good night.
I'd be walking around all the drunk ladies saying, "Who wants to pinch me?"
That's exactly. See, Brian. See, that's where my head's at this point. It's like,
look,
I just want to get pinched by a hot woman at this point. I don't care. I'm gonna wear blue so I could do that next year.
Well, do you think if like you walk through when we were drunk and you're like, "Pinch me," and you just smack your own butt, do you think somebody would pinch you?
If I got pinched in the butt, that'd be great. I would.
Are you asking me?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think somebody would?
Like, what are you trying to do?
Do you want me to get drunk and go out on St. Patty's Day and see if I feel like pinching somebody that's not wearing green? We can do that. I mean, if you want. But...
Group activities.
Field trip.
We'll remember that for next year.
Okay.
Anyway, Irish folklore says leprechauns can't see green. If you don't wear green, they can see you and will mischievously give you a pinch. My favorite memory of St. Patty's Day is giving my mom a playful pinch first thing in the morning. Because is this dude telling a story?
Let's go. No, we don't want a story.
So I don't want the story. Number 8, 4-leaf clovers. 4-leaf clovers are lucky. Century-old legend says Celtic priests believe a 3-leaf clover would help them ward off evil spirits. 4-leaf clovers were presumed to provide magical protection. Each leaf represents faith, hope, love, and luck. Since there are approximately 10,000 3-leaf clovers for every 4-leaf clover, they have been dubbed a lucky find.
So they both do good for you. Mm-hmm. Just 4 gives you that little extra oomph.
Yes,
and for the
does.
record, wait, here we've got to pause. Has anybody? I actually have found 1 4-leaf clover in my life.
Congratulations to you.
Has anybody? No, has anybody ever found one?
I can't remember a time I have, honestly.
I don't know how hard I really looked.
There was a weird time where I did, and I found one.
Okay.
I know that's really weird, but I did.
Did it bring you a lot of magical luck?
I think if I remember what happened correctly, I found it and I was all happy with it. And 5 seconds later, I got distracted and dropped it.
Yeah.
I was young. I know I wasn't young. I think I was in middle school.
That's not that young.
And there was a girl walking by and
you wanted to be pinched.
That's
you
right.
were thinking about being
I
pinched.
was running to her in slow motion with a 4-leaf clover going, pinch me. And needless to say, the girl did not appreciate that.
Oh.
Because she knew I usually pulled my penis on and urinated in the snow.
At making pentagrams.
There's a theme today.
Yep.
There usually is with me. It usually involves
pissing in the snow, making pentagrams, and having sex on the kitchen table, giving them the old cinnamon twist razzle
penises
dazzle.
and pentagrams. But yeah, I found one. Just thought I'd share.
Hey, no, that's great. Well, here's the next thing on the list, second to last thing, actually. Shamrocks are not 4-leaf clovers. So let's just go ahead and differentiate that right now. 4-leaf clovers are the common depiction of shamrocks, but it's wrong. Shamrocks are actually 3-leaf clovers. The national emblem of Ireland is the 3-leafed shamrock, not the lucky 4-leaf clover. So we've just debunked that the 3-leaf clover is actually a shamrock.
Does anybody like... All right, I'm jumping one more. I know we got one more, but James, are you a fan of the Shamrock Shake since we have a McDonald's theme today?
It has been... Oh, are they at McDonald's now?
Yeah, they still have them.
Okay.
I never let me clarify. I never liked them. Ever.
I did, but it's been several years since I've had one.
So they're made out of 3-leaf clovers.
Don't
I wouldn't know because I refuse to go to McDonald's and use that stupid ordering thing.
I was going to say, isn't it like a minty vanilla? If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken?
that's
okay.
yeah. I don't like that. So no,
You don't like mint?
I don't like a minty vanilla shake. I just don't like it.
Do you like mint chocolate chip ice cream?
No.
Okay.
No. I like mint chocolate by itself, but the mint vanilla shake I didn't like. I just didn't like it. It had almost like a medicinal taste to it for me. Back in the day. You know, I haven't had a Shamrock Shake in over a decade, so the flavor profile might be better now, but back in the day I just didn't like the taste of it. I didn't like the aftertaste and everything else. Anyway, James, back to you.
Oh man, well the last thing on here, and if I'm not mistaken, and I've heard this too, but like I guess what is it? The thing about eating collard greens or something? There's something that has to do with like green food apparently that I've heard. I guess like you eat a green meal or the corned beef and cabbage or whatever on St. Patrick's Day. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, the last thing on here is the truth about green food. Sorry to put a damper on your greed-dyed food traditions, but green-colored food actually points out to Ireland's dark history. Ooh. In NPR's The Salt blog, historian Christine Keneally, if that's how you say it, says the potato famine in the 1840s leads starving Irish citizens to drastic measures. Quote, people were so deprived on food that they resorted to eating grass, end quote.
A.K.A. grass, A.K.A. collard greens. No, I'm kidding.
And it continues on to say, in Irish folk memory, they talk about people's mouths being green as they died. The morbid truth behind green food doesn't have to put an end to your tradition. I personally love putting together a green meal with my family. However, I will always use St. Patrick's Day as a historical teaching moment and as a reminder of the importance of being grateful for all we have. Well, that's very nice. And
let's leave that on a really downer note. Thanks for joining us, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Green in your mouth means you're going to die.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much, that's the whole kit and caboodle of St. Patrick's Day is don't wear green because it's actually blue. Actually,
right. Wear
green or you'll get pinched, but it's actually blue.
You're pronouncing the name wrong.
Yeah, it's St. Paddy's, like pad, like, I don't know. Green meals are a resort to dark history of Ireland.
A sign of death.
St. Patrick was not even Irish.
St. Patrick was not even Irish. The clover is only 4 leaves and the 3-leaf is a shamrock. We learned a lot today about...
We did. We did. I'm not even Irish. I don't even celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Do you, James? Do you celebrate it?
You know what I did St. Patrick's Day? Which, by the way, I forgot to mention, we are past St. Patrick's Day at this point.
Of course. This is reflections on St. Patrick's Day.
What I did is I played a show Saturday night, and then Sunday I went into full-blown hibernation.
There you go.
I got up, went to the gym, came home, ate food, went back to sleep.
But yeah, I don't celebrate. I'm not Irish, but I don't feel like going out and getting drunk and celebrating.
Honestly, me neither.
So I'm a party booper.
Yeah.
Normally, I try to wear green, but this year it fell on a Sunday, and I didn't even realize it was St. Patrick's Day.
So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, right.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Happy belated St.
Happy
Patrick's
belated
Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Well,
So that's about it.
At least now that you guys have some facts to carry on with you for 2020 St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
St. Paddy's Day, not Patty's Day.
Bring that with you for the next year.
Well, yeah. I think any closing statements or anything, because I think we're just about out of time here.
That's right. And once again, maybe we should do that we used to do back in the day. Is what have we learned today? James?
Oh man, but what have we learned? Well, I pretty much went over mine, which was all the facts about the truth about St. Patrick's Day.
That's right. And I learned that James doesn't know what the place is that you can get dogs at.
No, I can get furniture. We went from homeless shelter, the Humane Society, to the Habitat for Humanity.
I've learned that sometimes if James is heading somewhere with H's in front of it, that we might end up at the wrong place.
Yep, so don't put me behind the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel.
That's right. Heather, what have you learned?
I've learned that my husband would like me to go to a bar next year on St. Patrick's Day. Patty's next year on St. Patty's Day. And get drunk and see if I feel like pinching people that aren't wearing green.
There you go.
So that's what I'll be doing next year.
All right.
Well, I guess that about wraps it up because we're at a bit of a time crunch here. However, once again, for like the
We're not on a time crunch.
James
has a life and he has places to be.
I unfortunately have to go to work after my second job after this. This is my first job. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Actually, this is my second job. Then I got to go to my first job after this. But anyway, regardless of that, no, but I enjoy doing the podcast.
That's
fun.
right.
We come here to have fun once a month and we rendezvous and tell stories and catch up and figure out how our month's been or figure out life stories and talk about how our month has been.
And catch up on your love life.
Yeah, but catch up on my love life.
Not always on air, but
My love life right now is pertaining to music, not a woman. That'll happen at some point. That's
For right now,
James
is making love to the tunage.
Oh man, I beat those drums like they owe me money every night.
so
I beat those sticks. Anyway, so there we have a website. No, we don't have a website.
We have an email, which I was getting ready to go to, and we got completely off the beaten path here. So for the third time this show, I will mention that if you do have any stories you would like for us to share, and should we throw in the option if they want to keep their name anonymous or...
They can do whatever they need to do to get us some communication.
Exactly. So, you know, whatever you got to do, if you have some weird recipes or weird stories or this one time at band camp, you know, kind of thing, you know, we have an email address, believe it or not, which you could actually email us and we may or may not check it if we remember to. That email address is crackleberrypod at gmail.com. So with that being said, I'm James.
I'm Brian.
I'm Heather.
And in the words of the magical leprechaun, wear greener, you'll get pinched. Actually, that's not what the leprechaun said, but
He said, I've got some cereal with marshmallows on it.
yes, he did. The Lucky Charm leprechaun did.
Yeah, somebody wrote a song about that one time.
Yep. But otherwise, we will see you guys. Well, actually, we won't see you, but we will talk to you guys on the next Crackleberry podcast show episode thing.
Bye.
Bye, kids
Maybe.
and adults and woman that's on the kitchen table waiting for me to give the cinnamon twist.
She's just sitting there on the kitchen table waiting.
She's just sitting there. It's like,
She's got to be uncomfortable. She's been sitting like that the whole time we've been doing this.
yeah, I know. It's kind of ridiculous. Just kind of sitting there waiting to see when I'm going to give her the old razzle dazzle.